Hello, good evening, and welcome. You have just entered the arena. I'm Michael Coren, and thank you so very much for joining me. It's a great show coming up, by the way. Now, I spoke about Christopher Hitchens' death the day it happened, explaining that he was a brave, brilliant man, a gifted writer, and one of the few journalists prepared to think and write outside of the box. He was right on so many issues, and even when wrong, was erudite and funny. But I now have to speak about the way he has been treated since his death, and I have a sneaking feeling he would agree with me. The overwhelming irony, the supreme and smothering inconsistency about Chris Hitchens' death and the legions of obituaries is that the champion of godlessness has been turned into a god. The grand knight of atheism has been deified. The man who thought that no white sepulchre should escape being blackened has become a guru who spoke infallibly and is now beyond critique. Look, I was an admirer, but sense and sensibility cry out to be heard. Some of the most ardently God-hating followers have turned him into a cult and filled the spiritual vacuum in their lives with a devotion to the great Chris in the sky. Christianity. Anyone who knew Hitchens would tell you that this would have appalled him. The followers of Christianity have also become viciously defensive and protective of his reputation. An example, a journalist on the BBC, while praising Hitchens, in passing described him as an alcoholic. Not an appropriate description and severely out of place when speaking of his death. But while he never missed a deadline or a speaking engagement and was empowered rather than limited by alcohol, he may well have been addicted and might, I'm not an expert, have been an alcoholic. It doesn't diminish his genius. But it would be cliched and naive to think that all alcoholics spend their days mumbling and falling over. It's the reaction to the comment, though, that has stunned me. Facebook now bulges and burns with threats, promises to get this journalist, to punish him, to make sure he suffers. But hold on. Hitchens said after Jerry Falwell died that if the man had had an enema, they could have buried him in a matchbox. In other words, he was full of excrement. He made similar remarks about Mother Teresa, insulting the woman during her lifetime and after she died in the most inelegant and, well, crude, rude way. He spoke ill of the dead. He spoke very ill of the dead. Take it or leave it, up to you. But for his acolytes, and every third journalist now claims to be one, to take such umbrage when someone says, within a laudatory commentary, says one thing that might be critical, is frankly shocking. I'm convinced that the world is a lesser place without Chris Hitchens in it. But I don't think that that world benefits very much being full of sycophants, hypocrites, and mediocre fawning worshippers. When people stop believing in God, they don't believe in something else. They believe in anything else, even in Christianity.